significant, and major. I would say that a henchman would be a significant, while a boss would be a major. And minor milestones are simply the end of a gaming session.
Okay, well, we can talk about it.
Page 196. It shows you.
Hey everybody, and welcome to our next episode of Dresden Files Accelerated. We drop in right in the middle of a heated GM versus player debate, so I just decided to hit the play button. Hope everybody enjoys. Alright, we're live.
Welcome back once again to Dresden Files Accelerated. This episode is Thank Harold, it's Friday. We are, what is this, the 5th episode in then. Last time on this tabletop game, you guys found Billy the Squid and Bobby Flay. Well, you found Billy the Squid's hideout in Joyland, the abandoned amusement park here in Detroit. And you guys thought of a good plan to approach Joyland from the riverside. And you guys kind of felt like there was maybe some kind of creature or monster in the river. So you went and you got a bigger boat and came back and were attacked by a kraken. You got the boat from your super buddy billionaire businessman Noel Kasem, and aboard the boat was the superhero himself, the
Soldier of Fortune.
Yeah, Soldier of Fortune. He's such a cool guy. I love him so much. Anyway, you guys defeated the Kraken and then made your way into the abandoned amusement park. You fought your way through some mooks and up to the abandoned sushi restaurant where you confronted the Mind Flayer himself, who then he kind of basically begged for his life and said, help, I need 6 hours. I'm going to get my family out of here. Peace, you'll never see me again. And he left you with some stuff. He left you with like $13,000 worth of stuff that you could sell. You could sell to Harold or try to put it up on eBay. But among that $13,000 worth of stuff, you find a really ancient looking coin. You find $5,000 worth of gems and jewels and things like that. And then you guys also find what is unmistakably a wizard's staff. But with no explanation from the Mind Flayer, he kind of just dropped all this stuff off to you and was like, peace, this is my wereguild. I'm out of here. I'm going to take my flying ship and go. And he peaced out.
Can you repeat the items you dropped on us? I know. I heard the staff.
Okay, so there was a wizard staff. There was 9 gems. They were worth about $5,000. There was an ancient coin, which is like, when I say ancient coin, it's like an Egyptian style coin, but it's magical. As you touch it or look at it, it's got like a faint fuzzy aura of magic around it.
I want to figure out what that coin is.
I thought there were a bunch of uncommon items too. You were supposed to get back to us on.
So I ended up just making them into money because I picked the coin. The coin's definitely here. The other things were the mask charm, which is like a charm that you put onto your clothing, and it basically
disguise self.
Yeah, it was a disguise self thing.
Yeah,
so
you had an armor-like one. So instead, we're going to get money that we can go spend on our own items.
Whatever you want. I think it's a better deal for you.
I like it. So we get about $5,000.
So you got about 13 grand to split amongst you,
And a wizard staff and
and a coin.
a weird coin. Okay.
Yep.
Well, as the only person we know that does magic, I assume we would need to go see Harold to get these appraised.
Okay, that's a good plan.
I'm not saying that's what we're going to do. I'm positing that to the group.
Right. Well, let's go ahead and we'll start in on our day. It's a beautiful sunny morning in New Detroit City, where the hustle and bustle of the crowd moving to go to work on their Friday morning. It's like 6 a.m. Sun's rose. There's women running down the street in yoga pants, and birds are chirping their song, and it's just a beautiful day. And Thomas O'Malley is going to get a phone call from Holly Yates, and she's going to say, "Hey, I've got that body that we were talking about, that lady Tammy. I did acquire it. I'm going to go ahead and drop it back off at the hospital where I found it."
There might be a body in there right now. Give me like 10 minutes and I will meet you there.
Excellent. Okay. Fantastic. Redicus is going to get a phone call bright and early in the morning too, and it's Noel Kasem.
Excellent.
And he's going to say, "Hey, a crazy party on my boat last night. I lent it out, kind of knowing that it could be destroyed, but yeah, that was quite the expense. Good news, though, I think I am going to buy Joyland, which is going to be pretty fun. So,
Ooh, yeah, biohazard out there, just so you know.
what kind of biohazard? I'm going to need a cleanup crew or something?
Oh, yeah. We'll just say dead carcasses everywhere.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, that's not a problem. I can call a guy and get that all fixed up. So, that's cool. Yeah.
Also some structural damage on some of those buildings. Yeah, I was there recently. It was pretty fucked up. But if with your kind of money, if you're really dedicated to getting it, I'm sure you can.
Yeah, I think it's going to be worth the investment. But hey, I'm calling you for a different reasons, kind of like a personal thing. My assistant, Holly.
Yes.
She's run into some. I don't know if it's really cool to say over the phone. Do you mind if I set up like a meeting between myself and Holly, my assistant, and then her sister Beth? There's some weird shit going on with Beth's kid, and I could really use like a private eye to look into it. Maybe bring the kid back.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, we can meet. Would you rather meet at your office or mine?
Why don't you swing by 11 o'clock?
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks. And he hangs up.
I go ahead and send the other party members a text message saying that we have a meeting at 11 o'clock at Noel Kasem's office.
I'm going to send a text back that I'm meeting Holly at the morgue. She's got that body I'm looking for. If you guys want to reach out to the necromancer.
Katie Holmes.
I go downstairs and tell Katie Holmes that we recovered her sister's body.
Roommate. But thank you. Okay. Well, do you mind if I maybe skip work today and go and set up a ritual so I can talk to Tammy?
Yeah, can you just call, what is that other guy's name, Scott? Just call Scott, have him come in.
Sure, no problem.
Hey, look, he's gonna bitch and complain and say it's not his day to work, but just tell him he has to, and he'll do it.
Okay. You sure you don't want to pay him some more, maybe, for coming in on a Friday when he's not supposed to be working?
You do understand that he prefers to be here. He's actually this is his life. He's only complaining because he's seen it on TV and he thinks that's what he's supposed to do.
Okay. Well, I'll give him a call.
Get him out of here before he tries to live here.
Yes, sir. Okay, I'll call him up. We'll get this taken care of. All right, so she leaves after calling Scott, and Scott's going to show up. Or I don't think his name is Scott, but it's okay.
Yeah, I don't remember his name. Could have been Dave, Scott. I don't remember. Jim.
There we go. Nope, it didn't build. What the heck? Where are all my things?
I'm not. Take that down.
The zone is busy.
See that? Oh, I broke it. Let's try. Nope. Definitely broke it. Cool. Alright, well that's okay.
Oh,
We'll get
I'm talking in a muted mic. Click games and then reload the save and then try it again. That's what I had to do last time when I had this issue. Oh, it brought Harold's base back. Okay, gonna need to pack that. There it goes. It looked like it wanted to load there. Oh, you probably clicked the buttons too fast. It looked like you interrupted it while I was trying to build. At least from my end.
I think, shit. There's, two different Detroit City overviews. One has the stuff I want, the other one's blank. I think that's what's going on here. Oh well. That's gonna go. Build. Shit. Alright, well I'll fix the map later, it doesn't matter.
Which map are you trying to get?
This map, but I had all the little pens and everything, and everything was marked out. I'm gonna have to go into a different save to fix it.
I was about to say, if you have two of these maps and they're named the same thing, then you've already borked one world. You can't handle that.
Borking it up.
It's food worked.
Yep. Foobard.
No,
That's okay.
worked.
That's alright. I'll fix it.
Cool, I got it.
It's okay.
There you go. Gotta learn to shuffle.
This is the Trinity Solutions one.
Yep, that's what you're trying to click, right?
No.
No.
It's okay. Now we're here.
Except I don't think we're supposed to be here. We're supposed to be at Noel Kasem's office.
That's okay. That's at 11 o'clock. We can start. It's now like 6 a.m. So, where do people want to head? I think Dr. Thomas O'Malley wants to go to the hospital and get Tammy's body. So,
just make sure it goes in the right spot.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
also got to kind of sneak it back out of there because it's already been turned over.
yeah, that's true. I mean, you can also just have her come and collect it.
You're the corner, you're in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did actually give her off the day, so if you want to...
Do I have her phone number? Can you tell her to call me? We'll do a special delivery.
All right.
I'll just give you her phone number. She works, downstairs. So just don't be creepy.
Like delivering a dead body to her house, creepy?
No, no. Obviously, that's what you're supposed to do.
Got it. I text her, "Hey girl, I got that body you looking for." Damn it! You told me not to do it.
Oh man. Hey girl, I've got that body you're looking for. Who dis?
Jeremy never ceases to disappoint.
This is Dr. O'Malley. In my head, sending the first text is always weird. I have your roommate.
Excellent.
I got her. Can you send me your apartment or wherever you're going to do your thing?
Oh my god, that's so much better.
Right.
Wow, you should have stuck with the first one.
All right. Well, let's.
I'm glad you're texting and not speaking it out loud, because I feel like Malcolm would have had to come over there and just break your phone.
Yeah, you're not part of this text. Get out of here.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. I'm glad you're texting it, because otherwise, I feel like me or Reticus would have had to interfere and be like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Okay, so let's get you get over to the hospital. You get the body of Tammy. Tweedledee and Tweedledum have shuffled some things around so that everything stayed cold, and then you're going to, as the coroner, release Tammy to Katie Holmes. So you pack her up in like this silver casket looking thing and put her in the truck and take her over to Katie's house. At this point, it's probably going to be about 9 o'clock, and Katie has been at her house setting up the ritual and waiting for you. Are you going into the ritual? Is that your plan?
Yeah. I enjoy it. I'm not jealous at all that that's what's happening. I just want to make sure that oh no, I know exactly what happened. Oh my goodness. Yes, I see what's happening. I 100% go in there, not understanding that I'm about to talk to the person who shot.
Well, hold on. I just want to know what you think's going to happen. I want to hear the whole thought process. Now I'm in.
Yeah. So Dr. O'Malley is super jealous that this lady can just talk to the dead. He's been trying to do that by looking at tiny things that their body does post-death. And she just goes like, yeah, hey, who killed you? And they just tell her. And then they say like, how did you die? And they just tell her. And he's not like, that's what he's thinking about.
Put the two and two together like, oh, I killed her.
Yep. He's going to go in there. The lights are going to turn on. And at that moment and at that moment only, then Dr. O'Malley's going to go, fuck, I shouldn't be here.
All right. Okay. Good plan.
Awkward.
Jeremy, I would like you to explain more of the retarded things you do, just like that, because I'm going to enjoy this a lot more.
Yeah.
The thought process. I needed the thought process.
It fits. Dr. O'Malley.
I am all in.
Loves everything about it. Wants to see how this works. He's pretty sure he's going to figure out this whole ritual magic that she pre-set up, even though he's just walking in carrying the thing that she wants, and is going to stick around.
You're a doctor. Like, you're smarter than her. Like, there's no way you couldn't handle this.
Yep.
Okay, so let me walk you through a ritual spell in the Dresden verse. So there's this circle that Katie Holmes has put down in her, for lack of a better room, into her kitchen, where her island in the middle of the kitchen is set up in the middle of the circle as kind of like an altar looking thing. She asks you to put Tammy's body on the island as she walks around, and there are 5 points around the circle where she's got set up different items. Like there's a candle in one, there's a knife, like an old K-bar knife in another, She's got a teddy bear in one point, and I don't know, maybe like Tammy's purse in another one. So anyway, this becomes the pentagram in the circle. And as she lights everything up and starts chanting and doing it around, you actually feel a circle spring up. It is untangible. You can't see it, but you feel it. There's like the circle of power going around the body as she completes it and does her spell.
I'm stuck on the middle again. Come on. I just wanted to be on the outside one of these times.
Oh yeah, you can be on that side. That's
No. If she already set it up, like I'm stuck on the middle. I understand all of this. This is the second time I've seen it because I was trying to dissect a guy the last time she did this.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you're safe on the inside, but you can be on the outside if you want. She would have asked.
Oh, if she asked, I'd say yes. I'd like to be on the outside this time, please.
What are you doing, messing with the MP3 player?
It worked. That's amazing.
Yeah, it works.
I was just pushing buttons.
I know.
There's buttons right there. I wanted to push them.
So the wind whips up in the apartment, which is a weird sensation, and the girl's hair start blowing backwards, and she starts chanting her fucking this fucking spell. It sounds like quasi Latin to you. It's not real Latin. The body on the table, actually, you see the hands start to twitch first, and then just like before, the body kind of opens its mouth and eyes at the same time with no real expression on its face. And Katie completes the spell, and she says, "Tammy, is that you?" And you hear the voice of Tammy. She says, "Yes." "Oh my god, what the hell happened?" And Katie goes, that's what I'm trying to find out. Do you know how you died? What happened to you?" And they have this conversation back and forth where Tammy says,
O'Malley's sitting in the corner with his fingers crossed. Please not me. Please not me. Please not me.
I remember not being in control. The last thing I really remember doing is looking into the mirror, and then nothing really after that. I think it took over me. What took over you? The demon in the mirror. It took possession of me, and it made me do things. What are you talking about? A demon can't do that without your permission. That's ridiculous. Well, it had my permission. I agreed to it. What are you doing? You can't do that. You shouldn't do that. You should have come to me. Like, what are you talking about? And Tammy tells this tale of going down into Undertroit and joining up with the Diablos, which required her to basically take on this demon possession and agree to it, where she stood in front of this mirror where they did another ritual, and this demon spirit thing jumped out of the mirror and into her body. She agreed to all this because they offered her extreme amounts of wealth. As a gang organization, the Diablos basically have gotten all of these mooks together because they're desperate. All these people that these demons have possessed this whole time have been the dregs of society, the desperate people that needed instant cash and were basically talked into this gang and being possessed by a demon. So they have like unimaginable wealth down in Undertroit somewhere, and they're bribing people with it to take this possessed demon thing into their bodies.
I mean, it's a good deal for them because those demons are going to take over and they're not going to have to pay.
Yeah, it's all a lie.
Can I ask her who recruited her?
She says that it was a man. She kind of questions that whole man thing. His name was Luther, and he's got big bottom teeth that stick out of his lips like tusks. He recruited her because she is an actress, and she spent a lot of her money very secretly buying a bunch of NFTs that didn't go well. So when the market crashed, she went into her eyeballs in debt and made some bad calls. So her agent hooked her up with this guy, Luther, who was in the city and working for the Diablos, but she didn't know that. And he kind of recruited her and convinced her to do this.
So you're saying that I didn't kill you and you don't recognize me in any way, shape, or form?
She doesn't recognize you.
Test results. I feel like I'm at Maury right now, and they just said the baby is not mine. I'm sorry for your loss. Thank you for showing me this really cool ritual magic. Like, if you're going to show me some more.
I already told that chick you shot her. Like,
yeah, that's true. But I mean, from Katie's standpoint, you shot the demon that was inside of her roommate.
Oh no, that's 100% legit. I just you can't play it off. You did it.
Don't tell my conscience that. I feel pretty good right now. And kill any innocent ladies.
Yeah, that's a load off of your mind.
Oh wait, also I have questions about the demon. Like, is it a single demon that's doing this, or is it multiple demons? You said it's in front of a mirror, so that I have no idea what that means. Maybe that means there's just one demon. Do you know what your demon's name was? Sorry, I'm shooting a quick fast.
Yeah, so she says that down in Undertroit, there is a ceremonial chamber that she went to. And when she walked in, there was crazy amounts of gold in the room with her, like off to the left. And she walked past it up to like a cliff face where like everything was crumbling away from her, and she saw the abyss underneath her. And on the other side of the cliff, there was a throne, and on top of the throne there was a horned demon man who was clearly the leader of the Diablos. The mirror is off to like the right hand side, so she actually had to like jump like over the abyss and onto like this little island platform thing to get to the mirror. That's what she remembers. But the mirror itself is like a gateway or a portal to hell.
Sounds good. I mean, that makes sense to me. I'm gonna pass it on like I know exactly what I'm talking about. She had to jump across a portal, look into a mirror portal, and then a single, maybe multiple demons started attacking. Cool, but we know where it is. It's in the underworld. I feel like I'm pretty good.
But she said Undertroit.
Undertroit, yeah.
And then she also says that the entire ceremonial chamber is guarded by a big cow man.
Didn't we get directions to go to Undertroit from
Sure did.
Cutter?
You did. They're up on the wall. They're right here on the blackboard.
Yep,
It says...
put them together.
Yeah. Yep, Lowtown address 404. There's a staircase. You go around back of the staircase and down into maybe like a hole in the ground. And it says it says no light. Don't leave the gate open. Stay to the right. And then it shows you this this little path here going around some tunnels. And this says secret swivel, so there's probably a door here. Yeah, you found a bunch of stuff. And then Mr. Tar. And then some clues. These are clues to like a riddle or something.
One of the CNAs at the hospital, they also
Favorite Friends episodes. I remember everything. Oh crap! It's almost 11 o'clock. I gotta go to a thing. I hope you guys have fun catching up. I don't know how long this lasts. Hey, can you tell me how long this lasts, real quick? Is this like a forever kind of thing?
The ritual?
Yeah. It was really to the necromancer girl, Katie.
Okay, so Katie's gonna say, "Well, I'm gonna shut it off. Like, there's no reason to keep the spell going. I'm gonna let her go off to whatever is her beyond."
Oh, well, you asked for a whole day off because actually, no, this was a very stressful thing. You enjoy your day off. I hope he paid you for this.
Yeah, I've got to talk to him about paying his employees better.
He doesn't like the words union.
I bet. Yeah.
Also,
Maybe
that's just
strike.
a word. That's not words.
Yeah, maybe strike. Maybe that's what we need to say.
I like that word. Strike is one of my favorite words.
It's up there with hit and maul.
Yeah. One of my favorite words. Like my middle name.
The strike union. That'd be real. Well, it was nice to see you again. I'm sorry that I tried to trick you. I had no idea that you would actually need the body for anything other than closure for yourself. I mean, I guess you kind of did that in your own special way. Wow, super intuitive. Thanks, bye.
Okay, thanks, Doc. All right, so where are you headed now?
I got a text. We're supposed to be somewhere at 11. Meeting with Noel.
Noel Kasem. Okay. All right, so do you guys all drive separately to Noel Kasem's office? Is that the plan?
No, what have Chris and I been doing?
Oh, up at 6, you guys got all the text messages and stuff, and then Redicus has gotten the message from Noel, or actually the conversation from Noel saying, "Hey, I need you to meet with us at 11," and then
Yeah, I mean, with all that stuff from like, I'm not oblivious to the fact that this is related to that case. Getting back to my notes.
the Nick Christian case.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, this is all related, and
We won't know that until Jeremy tells us, right?
no, Jeremy didn't have anything to do with that.
You haven't figured that out yet.
That was all my storyline. That was the investigation I did. But like, I'm trying to figure out, like, because Nick said he was coming to town, so he's gonna be here.
So Nick came to town yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
He apparently did something and then left. You don't know what yet, unless you want to follow up with Nick and give him a call.
I'll hold off on that until after I have meet with Noel.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, what do you guys want to do for like about 3 hours in the morning on Friday?
I get that stuff appraised.
So you want to go to Harold's?
Yeah, I want to do that too because I'm fascinated by that coin.
Yeah, I figured you would.
Okay, so you guys will scoot over to Harold's while he is doing his necromancer talk to the dead thing. All right. Wow. Okay, so this is now the front door of Harold's place, right here. So you guys would come in through the front door. It didn't save. God damn it. I'm gonna have to fix this again. 1 second. This is the old one. Just a second. Just a second. There we go. That should do it. All right, so you guys come through the front door, and there's shelves to either side. This place is just as packed as it was the first time that you were here. But there's some organization that has happened. When you guys walked in here before, there was like bear traps and shit like chained to the ceiling. There was things like all over the fucking place. Even on the floor as you guys walked in, it looked like a real hoarder's nightmare. This one, as you guys walk in, it's been cleaned up and picked up, at least like this front room has, and things have gotten a little bit organized. And as you come in, you see Hopper. He is putting things on shelves. He's got Beats headphones on, and he's like rapping to himself over the sound of the beats, and he's, putting shit on. So, let me find Hopper. There he is. He's working, doing his thing. Doesn't even see you guys come in. We're here at the door. What do you guys want to do first?
I think we want to see Harold and get things appraised.
All right, so you're going to walk just straight to the back corner where Harold usually has this little desk area.
Yeah, I'm going to avoid the tentacles and the Kevin dispenser.
Yeah, as you even if you walk anywhere in that room, if you walk within the front view of this, so walking past and like getting to the front counter, you're gonna see a weird sight. There's a man kind of strapped into a machine, and as you walk by, he says, "Hello, how can I help you today? I'm Kevin. What are you guys doing? You shopping? You buying some stuff?"
We came to see Harold.
Oh, yeah. Harold's cool. He's a good guy. He's kind of got me strapped up here. Says that I'm food for the thing next to me, but he's a good guy.
What's next to you?
This like tentacled horror thing. It's not cool. But he says that I'm food for it, so I guess that's what I'm gonna do because I'm helpful.
I just look at Redicus. I'm like, oh, all right.
Look at me.
Okay, well, so is Harold here? That's really all we wanted to know.
I think he's here. He's here somewhere. Yeah, man. Somewhere around here.
There's got to be a little bell on the counter.
Yep, there sure is. You ring the little bell.
Ding, 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 ding.
All right. So like, you're 100% sure that he was not standing behind the counter. And as you ring the bell, he kind of materializes through the floor behind the counter and comes up like he's in an elevator and does like the whole pantomime thing where he gets off the elevator and so he walks forward and he goes, "Oh, hey, gentlemen, how are you doing today? My friends. What can I do for you?"
We got some stuff that kind of like to know what it is or what it's worth or stuff like that.
That's
you know things. We thought you might know some things.
sure do. I sure do know some things. You want to put it up here on the counter? I'll take a look at it.
Sweet.
Duffel bag.
I was about to. Okay, yeah, I was about to say, how did we transport this stuff? Also, it's a big staff, so.
Duffel bag.
Yeah.
I'll pull that out first, and then everything else I just kind of dump out on the counter.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So everything kind of dumps out on the counter. I have no idea where Harold went. I'm gonna have to pull him back out like this. Oh boy.
If you're doing multiple saves, you can expand a previous save and pull him out that way.
Yeah, I just got so much in there.
This was
Ta-da! All right, gentlemen, let me take a look at what you got. Let me take a look. And then Hopper finally notices that you guys are in the store and comes over. He looks at Kevin and he goes, "You're gonna be lunch. You're gonna be lunch." Kevin's like, "I don't want to be lunch." Hopper's like, "Nah, man. That's what you do. That's what you are. I was a slave once. You're lunch now. That's how it works." Hops up on the counter. He looks at his stuff. And he goes, "Oh, hey, yeah. This is the stuff that the squid faces had, yeah?
Yep, you got it.
That's cool. That's cool. I was looking at that stick. That's a cool stick." Harold says, "Yeah, it looks like maybe a spell focus of some sort, like a wizard staff. I've got some stuff that belonged to a wizard here at the shop. If you guys don't need it, I can buy it and put it with that collection."
What about this thing? I point to the coin.
Harold picks the coin up and looks at it. He gets like a jeweler's loop out and starts looking at the coin and he goes, "Yeah, this is something kind of reminiscent of a different what do we call them, campaign that we played." So he takes the coin and he throws it over you guys and out into the store floor, and it pings onto the ground, and then it says 7.8. And he's like, "Yeah, I think it's like a coin of delving or something. You throw it out and it tells you how far away something is. So you can like drop it down a hole and see if there's like a floor below you."
I mean,
Kind of like a weird magic item. A little goofy.
I always assumed that if we came to some pit, we need to know how deep it is. We just throw Thomas in.
I assume the same.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could. That's a pretty cool coin. I'll buy that off you too if you don't want it. Let's see, what else you got here? You got some gems. Those are worth some money. Yeah, I can give you guys some cash for all this stuff if you don't want it.
The staff again?
So the staff is a spell focus that belonged to a wizard. It's been like inscribed with runes and things like that. If anything, it looks like Dresden's staff.
Okay.
If you're interested in wizard stuff, I've got some other things that belong to a wizard. And Harold walks over, comes around to a case and comes back, and he's got a ring in his hand. And he says, This is a kinetic ring that we found. I don't know exactly where it was found, but anyway, it stores up a bunch of kinetic force every time your arm moves, and then whenever you want to, you can release that power all in one big explosion and kinetic force wave. It's pretty cool, pretty sweet.
Victor takes an unconscious step away from Malcolm.
That's a pretty cool ring. That just how much does a ring like that cost?
Oh, you're my friend, man. I can't just charge you crazy amounts of money for something like this, but maybe like $800.
I look at Redicus and I'm like, I want that ring.
I don't care. We we probably have $800 worth of stuff here, right? We trade for it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have probably $13,000 worth of stuff.
Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Please.
All right. Yeah. Well, I can give you the ring, and if you guys want to look around for anything else, you can take that, or I can give you cash.
So Redicus pulls out that clock from last time, and he's like, "Hey, Harold, I had questions about this. I've noticed that when I use it, like, time stops, which is really cool. But like, what is it doing actually? How does this work?"
Well, it's easier for me to show you. Go ahead and click that button.
Victor clicks the button.
All right, everybody in the shop except you and Harold, stop. You're slowed down through time again. You do also notice that this tentacled monster horror thing in the corner is also not stopped, and it is pulsing with like crazy fucking black and purple energy, and its tentacle snakes out while you're clicking the button, and it grabs a hold of Kevin and pulls him out of the fucking straps and just crushes him as it pulls him out and fucking eats him through the little porthole that its tentacles are coming out. It squeezes him into this tiny little thing and feeds him into his body, and then you hear a and then time goes back to normal.
Okay, that explained nothing, but it was really disturbing. Also, at least it was fast for Kevin.
I don't really care about that.
Is a new one gonna grow on that thing?
Yeah, that's my Kevin cloner. Even now, as you watch, like this paste is being patted into a like a human form,
like a Jello mold.
Yeah, like what is those creepy crawly ovens?
Yeah.
Where you just inject it with the jelly, and yeah, out pops a Kevin. So Harold goes, well, every time you use that thing over there, it uses some of its power to tap into the universe around you, and it gets hungry when it does that. So every time you hit that button, a Kevin dies. But it does help you out in battles and stuff like that.
Oh. Alright, Kevin. Also, probably not going to stop doing it. Puts it back in my pocket.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, any edge that you can get in combat, you should take. Hopper goes, "Holy shit! You guys just went really fast for a second there. You guys okay? I might have stroked out a little bit. Did anybody else see that? That was crazy. I'm gonna go hit a bong or something.
Yeah.
Hopper leaves the situation.
Well, I feel like we got a pretty good deal on this stuff, and I got a little bit more knowledge about my toy. And I look at Malcolm and I'm like, is there anything else we needed here?
Well, if you're not gonna shop around, and that's okay. I really appreciate you guys wanting to hang out with me last time, and we got that little boat. Yeah, you guys can absolutely look around. But while you're here, I kind of wanted to talk to you about something. And Hopper's gone now too, so I think I can talk freely about this.
You're not going to let that thing eat Hopper, are you?
No, Hopper's cool.
Yeah.
No, it's about that superhero guy that you guys had with you.
Oh yeah, there was some serious awkwardness last time. What's the deal with that?
He is. I've always been completely honest with you boys. I am more than meets the eye, and you guys know that. I've never beat around the bush of what I am. But that guy that you were hanging out with, he is not good. And he puts his finger down on the desk as like emphasis, and pointing down. And he goes, that gentleman as he keeps touching the desk and pointing downwards, and he goes, "I don't know how else to say this, but he's up to no good, that guy. I'm not going to be around him or be with him or any part of that situation."
But he's a superhero.
Everybody is more than what they seem.
Interesting.
Right, that's kind of what being a superhero is all about. Like, sometimes you're a superhero, and sometimes you're just an ordinary comic book store owner.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean. And sometimes we are store owners talking to friends, and sometimes we are tentacled chaos gods from beyond the stars. And sometimes we're the soldier of fortune, and other times we're the son of Satan.
Weird. That's weird. But he killed demons. A lot of them.
Yeah. Maybe in a bid to befriend you guys. I don't know. And look, you can take what I say with a grain of salt too. If you trust the guy, I'm just saying some people are more than what they seem.
Maybe he's in his teenage rebellious stage.
Watch
That
your
could be
backs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, always.
That's interesting information.
Yeah, no kidding.
I just wanted you to know. And if I had gone with you guys and hung out with you during the battle, I think my cover would have been blown, and he would have been able to figure out who I am. But I snuffed him out right and proper early. He is not what he says he is to you guys. I don't know if you should be friends with him.
You know, we got an appointment we gotta go to. Let's we're gonna keep that in mind though.
Oh, yeah, okay.
What time is it now? We don't have time to look around. Like, this place looks amazing.
You got about an hour if you want to look around. There's let's see. There's a big ass shield in here that looks right up Thomas O'Malley's alley now. Now that he's got his set of armor, this shield it looks like it's a metal composite of some sort, but it looks really, really strong. There's also a uniform, like a military uniform, that you're looking at, and as you walk by it, it shifts, and instead of a military uniform, it becomes like a cook's outfit with like the white chef's coat and everything. And then as you keep stepping by it, it shifts again, and now it's like a police officer's uniform.
Oh.
There's an unending ladder. As you're like pulling drawers out, you just pull a drawer and it's just a ladder, and you keep pulling the ladder and it's just a ladder. There's like this crazy green glowing tube of metal inside of a glass case. There's the violin case from the first episode with a Tommy gun in it. You're looking around the store. There's some claymore mines.
Wait, there's a violin case that makes things explode that has a freaking Tommy gun in it.
Yeah.
You gotta get that.
Yeah. Hey Harold, the last thing they put in this case, and you said the case was what was magical. I pick up the Tommy gun. I'm like, this thing's pretty dangerous now, isn't it?
Yeah, I would imagine that if you shot that Tommy gun, each bullet would probably be empowered by the sound magnified, the sound attached to that bullet as it came out. would be greatly magnified.
How much you want for this, Harold?
Dude, I mean, I could probably do it for maybe $1,000.
That's fair.
That would leave you guys with what, 11,000?
Sure.
Around that.
Yeah.
Around that?
How much for the shield? I feel like O'Malley would like that.
Well, I could do that one for $1,000 too. Feel like, ooh, too expensive. Sorry.
Oh, we should definitely get him that because yeah, the last thing we got him was that sewing kit, and we can't argue that came in handy. Ooh, does he need new supplies for that sewing kit?
You want to text him and find out?
Yes. Hey, O'Malley, how's the stocks look on your sewing kit? You need supplies for the sewing kit?
I mean, I only used it to save that little boy, but if you got another spool of thread there, that'd be awesome. Wait, you're just at the store? You guys went shopping without me?
I feel like all that's going on while he's talking to a dead woman.
Yeah.
Hold on. I think they're about to read the results. I might not be a father. Just no, I'm not a murderer. I'm not a murderer. I didn't kill her. That's what they said.
This would be a good time though if Redicus wants to ask Tammy a question, through the phone and relayed.
Yeah, you want to ask anything about the possessed girl that we killed 4 days ago now?
Me?
Anybody?
No, we killed?
I mean, you hit her with a giant hammer. He shot her like 5 times. I shot her once.
Does she have anything to do with that kid's case we're about to go talk to?
Kids case. No, she sold her soul to the devil. You have to jump to the underworld somehow, and then you look through a mirror, and then you sell your soul on purpose to the devil. It looks like they're just promising people stuff. Like they're used car salesmen, but they steal your soul afterwards. We buy your car cash, except we give you cash for your soul. And then once you give them your soul, you lose control of your body. Because she didn't remember anything after the demon took over. Also, I was thinking more Japanese samurai. So if you have like a cool bow in there instead of a cool shield. Just throwing things out.
Hey, Malcolm, he wants a bow.
How does he know about the shield?
I just feel like universal strings are getting tugged here. And...
Hey, Harold, do you have a bow there around here?
A bow?
Yeah.
O'Malley.
O'Malley's looking for a bow. He says he doesn't need a shield, but he wants a bow.
I would love a shield. I'm not begging. I'm just saying, ever since I got this armor, I started thinking to myself, like, oh man. And then you guys showed me that Japanese Dream Eater. I went down a big Japanese armor phase and might be working towards Japanese formed art underneath of a lab coat, and it's got a cool bow on it. But I can delete that and put a shield.
Okay. I don't know if Harold has like guns and shit. I'll think about it, Bo. Let me see what I can do.
So it sounds like there's not a bow. You wouldn't even say that. You would say, "Yeah, we got you a bow," and then show up with a shield and throw that at me.
No, I think
we'll take care of it.
Thanks, guys. I'm really looking forward to it.
We got you. Also, hey Harold, you got some more thread for that man's sewing kit because that's like probably the most useful thing so far.
I've got a spool right here, and he pulls it out of his own shirt pocket.
Why? That's exactly what.
I know what else we need to look for, Redicus.
What's up?
Body armor. We should look into body armor.
Yeah, as long as it's not going to inhibit my movement. Yeah, that actually seems like a really good idea.
What are you thinking, like Kevlar?
Or magical trench coats. I heard those are a thing.
Those are a thing for, like, if one of you guys wanted to play an artificer, you could put something like that together. Found a bow.
That's a bow tie.
Found a bow.
He didn't specify what kind of bow.
Oh my
he
god!
wanted.
Yes, no, we're buying that. Don't tell him.
No,
We're just gonna show up with that.
Who gave Matt the idea?
Yeah, he did. All right. Yeah, so you guys have spent some money. I think we can move on to maybe the meeting at Noel Kasem's.
Mhm.
Okay.
This won't be awkward.
No, this will go really well.
Because I also have nothing ready. I think this guy's pretty cool. Except for the fact he stole my body. But he gave it back, so I'm okay.
Your body.
And
You
I
stole-
could have just been Holly the whole time.
You stole the body first.
I successfully obtained a body and called in a crime.
Actually,
Yeah,
to
just to
be,
be
to
clear,
be fair, he didn't steal the body. We gave it to him, and you were the facility by which that happened.
Yeah. I didn't know there was going to be consequences for just illegally handing out bodies.
Really?
It's fair.
Really? That's fair?
It's fair. That's fair.
None of that.
No,
No.
Well, you're looking at this all wrong, Malcolm. You see, this is our get out of jail free card, because one day we're going to want to do something that everyone's going to be like, why? And you're going to be like, you gave away a body.
You know what? Absolutely fair. Yeah. And this is our get it right. We fuck up. We're just like, I didn't realize that was a thing. Killing the president is bad. Holy shit! I wish someone had told me before I smashed his head in. My bad.
Right.
Also, we didn't get any description on the bow we picked up for O'Malley. We just asked for a bow, and that's what he gave us, right?
Yeah, he didn't even tell us what it does. For all we know, it's just a legit bow. It's a bow tie.
No, he asked for a bow. He didn't even tell us how much it cost. Seriously, though, we should look at getting some body armor. Kevlar would be fine. Magical trench coats would be cooler, but Kevlar would be fine.
We can work our way up to the trench coats. You might run into people that actually could manufacture something like that.
Ace. I already know a guy.
All right, so to reiterate what happened last time, Nick Christian, the ancient private eye from Chicago, had a case where this kid, Henry Fielding, was taken from his home in Chicago over 2 years ago and went missing. Nick Christian was hired by Henry's parents to track him down, and this was after like the local Chicago PD bumbled the case and everything. So Nick Christian took over, and he basically found a woman that was working as a teacher for Henry. Her name was Beth Yates, and she moved mysteriously right after Henry went missing. So Nick put this 2 and 2 together, and then asked Redicus to do some investigation in Detroit to try to find Beth. You guys found information in that I think you looked in the townhouse with like infrared goggles or something, and you found that there was a kid living there. So that's what you had told Nick, that there was a kid living with Beth, and that Nick should come and finish his investigation, because that was all on Nick. So Nick showed up yesterday, did some stuff, and left without saying anything. So you guys pull up to Noel Kasem's office, which is on the top floor of a very, very tall building down here in the Crazy District, where the Elysium and everything is. We're probably going to put him here on the corner. This is his building. It's got a helipad with a helicopter and everything, and it's very schwanky and high class. You guys had to go through security to get to the front elevators. They didn't actually take any of your weapons or anything. They just checked them. And you guys went up, and now... Oh, actually, you guys, all three of you meet in the elevator. This is where you guys want to give him the bow, right?
Yep. As Esper, he did actually have a bow in stock, and I pulled this out of my pocket and hand it to O'Malley. I even help him. We even help him put it on.
Yeah, it's quite snazzy looking. I think it's gonna go good with your outfit.
Oh yeah, and it turns into like a weapon that you can use, like a Japanese samurai bow. How do I activate that?
Malcolm and I kind of look at each other like,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
we
didn't say you wanted a weapon. You just said you wanted a bow instead of a shield.
Oh, but you also said you got me the shield too, right? Like I can see you're hiding behind your back right now.
You said you didn't want a shield.
Okay.
You said you wanted a bow. We found a bow.
Oh, well, thank you for
It fits your outfit like perfect.
It sits right on top of my plate armor that's underneath of it. Scale armor, not plate armor.
I've already attached it for you. It's got a magnet.
It just tinks right on there.
Yep.
Nice. I mean, I can't deny it. Looks pretty nice. Thank you.
Snazzy. Very snazzy. Alright, you guys come up the elevator. The elevator's doors open, and the three of you are fussing over a necktie, or a bow tie, and you're so busy and enthralled in fixing the bow tie that Noel says, gentlemen, if you would please step out of the elevator, we can have this meeting. You guys are like, oh, yeah, sorry, we're just fiddle fucking around with the necktie. So, there are two ladies up here with him. You guys would recognize Holly. You've met her before. And a lady that looks a lot like Holly, around the same age. You would assume that that's Beth. Oh, gentlemen, I wish we could all meet under better circumstances. You guys know Holly, my assistant. This is her sister, Beth Yates. Beth had a well, Beth, do you want to go ahead and explain it? I'll go ahead and pour our guests some. You guys want whiskey, scotch?
yeah, whiskey, scotch, bourbon, whatever you got.
Meat.
You want me to? I'll pour them all into a cup, and you guys are heathens. All right, so he goes over to a wet bar and starts working on stuff. Beth and Holly look at you guys. Beth has been crying a lot, and she says, my son has been recently taken back to his birth parents in Chicago. His name is Henry, and I just don't know what to do without him. And she gets all teary-eyed again, and Holly says, oh, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna get him back. Noel's gonna... These guys are the best there is. I'm sure that they'll be able to get him back for you. And Beth goes, you don't understand that they're monsters. And Holly says, yes, I get it. I'm gonna tell them. So Holly looks at you guys and she says, Beth is not Henry's mom. But Beth should be Henry's mom. Henry's real parents are abusive shit sticks. I'm sorry for using that kind of language, but I don't know what else to say. They're absolute fuckers. They're just terrible fucking people, and they don't deserve Henry, and Henry doesn't deserve to live with them like that. They abuse him and they treat him horribly, and Beth just needed to get Henry out of that whole situation. And she might have done it wrong. It might have been, not legal, but Henry doesn't doesn't deserve a life like that. And Noel comes back with the alcoholic drinks. Mead for you, Mr. Wedninson, and Scotch whiskey, gin, bourbon thing for Victor. Tom, here's your drink. So, what do you guys think? Can I get your services to go to Chicago and get old Henry back? Young Henry back?
Are we kidnapping him from his parents?
Actually,
Legal ground here.
legally, I want you to never talk about this conversation again. And just between us, I want you to go and get Henry back, and I want you to kill his parents, his real parents. They shouldn't be around. They're just terrible fucking people. I'm sure that Beth has told you. They're abusive to that boy and treat him badly, and they're just monstrous people.
Interesting.
Any chance they're criminals, like convicted
Convicted
drug
criminals.
dealers? Yeah,
They're child abusers.
Allegedly.
Yeah, but if they're convicted child abusers, then they wouldn't be able to have the kid. If we're gonna judge, jury, and execute, we probably should have a little evidence, right?
Go get the evidence then. I mean, you guys are a solutions agency. Make some solutions happen.
All right. That sounds reasonable.
I'll look into this for you, Mr. Kasem. But I'm not going to make you any promises on the whole killing people thing. We have a pretty strict set of guidelines on what has to happen before we'll use lethal force. Call them morals. But it sounds like it's kids in trouble, and we also are all about helping kids. So I'll look into this. I look at Malcolm like, how you feel about that?
Yeah, like if this kid's in danger, I'm in.
100%. But
I don't know about cold-blooded murder. I'll defend myself.
Yeah, we're not hitmen per se. We're not that kind of solution agency, but we'll definitely help a kid out. And I'll lean over, look across Malcolm at O'Malley, and I'd be like, "You got to say in this too now."
I haven't seen you not kill anybody. I know we didn't kill that second mind flare. The biggest takeaway I got away from this is you guys don't just actively kill whoever you want. But yes, I 100%. Let's go save this little boy.
Pretty sure the only people I've killed was literally no one.
Yeah, the only one of us the only one who's murdered someone in cold blood was you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand the confusion here.
The ghost of that lady said that I didn't kill her.
Or she told you what you wanted to hear.
I mean, to be fair, we weren't there, so we don't even know if that's true. We just know that's what you're telling us.
We dropped
We
death
were there, however.
charges.
Did you accidentally drink some embalming fluid while you were at the morgue?
Also, we were there when you killed the lady. Like, I was right in front of her trying to knock her unconscious when you blew her head off.
Hit her in the chest, and you know it. Because
No?
he said it was a good shot.
Yeah, it was.
Headshot is a good shot.
Yeah, but you did shoot her in the chest, but it was with a .44 Magnum.
She was ripping open metal pipes with her hands. I saved the. No, was here. He said that we saved everybody.
No one's downplaying that you should or should not have done it. What we're saying is that you're saying that we're the cold-blooded killers here, and we're telling you that of the people in the room, I only know of one killer. And it's the guy telling me I'm the killer.
Yeah, most people, if you jump off of a 2-story building and hit them with a hammer on the head, die from immediate brain trauma. I know this. I'm a doctor.
Yeah, but that didn't happen.
Corner.
She died, you shot her in the
You're a
in the
corner.
chest with your-
Ladies, Noel says, ladies, if you would excuse us, gentlemen, for a minute. And they say, "Oh yes, absolutely," and they go into a different room. And Noel, he takes his glasses off. He looks at you guys. He says, "I will pay $2 million for Henry to come back from Chicago, safe and sound, and never be bothered by his biological parents again." I think I made myself clear.
I said we'd look into it. We will.
I got you, and I give him a big wink.
Yeah, there you go, killer. And he shakes your hand.
You good killer. He knows who the wet works.
I was about to say, he's like, well, there was one of them was a hitman. That's all I really need, right?
Yep. $2 million. All right, so what do you guys want to do now?
I guess we're driving to Chicago. Road trip.
2 weeks from now, 2 weeks from now, Malcolm and Redicus are looking at the financials. I'm like, where did we get $2 million from?
Did he really? Oh no. That's why he stayed behind.
Start flipping through the obituaries in Chicago. Shit.
Right. All right. You guys, how are you guys getting there? You taking the van?
Road trip. I'm taking the van. That's going to be my office while I'm in Chicago.
Let me tell my wife I'm going on a working trip. No, I'm straight up and honest with her. I'm going to tell her we're going to go save a little kid and maybe kill his parents.
At least you had that last part, because I was going to be like, you're not going to be like, no, I accepted a hitman contract and I got to go murder some parents.
I just winked.
I guess he doesn't know that's the son of Satan, so he doesn't understand that that's literally agreeing to like a contract. So
I didn't shake his hand.
does that work in his, hold on, does that work in his favor, or is he's still responsible for that, right?
Did you tell me that? Like, did I just make an agreement with the son of Satan?
Oh, we're gonna tell you afterwards. Like once we get out of the once we get out of the building.
We're already in the van riding away, and I'm going over these things. Like, hey, so I told her like we were going to kill him. And you're like, yeah, you just made a deal with the devil, and I'm like, no. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah, it's not the devil. It's the son of Satan.
Yeah, it's the son of Satan. It's not actually the devil. It's the son of the devil. So it's not as bad as.
Yeah, I've actually heard that Satan's not a bad guy to work for. I don't know that I make any deals with him like that, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't make deals like that. That seemed like that was maybe a little rash on your part. But hey, you didn't know.
Just trying to fit in. It's been 5 days, and now we're going on a road trip together. Like, we're going to be... Oh, I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like there's consequences for making deals on things that you didn't know.
So I'm going to have to kill somebody now.
Yeah, what if we find out they're good people?
Yeah,
but
Artemis here?
what are you going to do if you find out they're good people?
I'm going to have to kill somebody. I mean...
Right in the middle of this conversation, you guys see blue lights behind you. And this police officer in a cruiser gets behind your van, and he's got his lights on. He's pacing you from behind.
Okay. Is Malcolm in the car, or is he on his bike?
A bike.
So Malcolm just blows by this. How are you talking to them? You just you were over the phone?
Here it comes.
Okay. So yeah, you see them getting pulled over. What do you want to do?
I'll stop about a block ahead and just kind of keep an eye on them.
Okay.
I do pull over all proper like.
Good deal. All right, so you pull over all proper like, and after about 45 seconds, the police officer gets out of his cruiser, comes to the back of the van, and touches the back of the van, and then walks around to the passenger side where Thomas O'Malley is sitting. He says, "Sir, can you mind putting the window down so we can have a conversation?"
I roll the window down, How can I help you, officer?
Well, I pulled you gents over for speeding. Here in Illinois, this is a pretty big deal. Do you guys know how fast you're going?
Nope, no clue. Here's the license and registration.
All right, thanks. It's quite a vehicle you got here. Trinity Solutions. What do you guys do?
We provide solutions for customers.
All right. Well, where are you headed down? You're headed to Chicago?
We are headed to Chicago. We're gonna go meet up with a friend and talk about some old times.
All right. Well, I clocked you guys at 75 and a 55, so I'm gonna have to give you a ticket. You know for a fact you are not going 75 miles an hour.
I don't give a shit. You don't argue with cops like this when you got a trunk full of guns. Go ahead and give me a ticket.
That's wise decision.
Like-
Very wise. All right, so he's gonna go back to his cruiser. He's gonna process the ticket. He's gonna come back and give it to you. We're gonna hand wave everything else.
Mhm.
All right. Well, you boys enjoy Chicago. You drive safe now.
Mhm.
All right. So you guys head back down the road.
You
I'm gonna be trained for.
I was about to say you just wanted a repeat of the Cthulhu thing where they killed the cop. Like that's all you were fishing for right there.
I'm
I'm
gonna
giving
pray
you
for
guys.
lightning. I'm praying for lightning on the cop's car.
I don't think Odin would give you that.
He's obviously a corrupt cop. He gave me a ticket when I wasn't speeding.
Yeah. I'm just praying for lightning. It doesn't have to happen.
That's true.
It could.
All right. Since episode 1, I've wanted to pull you guys over for speeding. I've had it on my list, my bucket list.
Was it good for you? Do you need a cigarette now?
Yes, I do. I'll be right back. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Alright, so you guys get to Chicago, and it is a bustling metropolis of, 5 million people? This place is huge, ugly, smelly. It's a melting pot and a mishmash of people's places and things.
It's a cesspool interrupted by gunfire every 30 seconds.
It is quite the industrial hub.
You know, when you're
That's
from
the nice
Detroit
things.
and you call Chicago a cesspool, it gets bad.
Newtroid.
Right? Yeah, you're from Newtroit. Detroit was so bad that they nuked it.
Oh, that's right. We're Detroit. It's still bad though.
Yeah. All right. Well, in Chicago, where do you want to go first?
I'm assuming they gave us an address for this kid.
You think Noel Kasem gave you an address?
Yeah.
Noel did not give you an address.
Okay. Looks like we're looking up some public records then. They have to register the kid for school.
So 2 years ago, there was a Henry Fielding registered at an address in hold on, near Cicero. Let me pull this up.
2 years ago. Did they not register the kid for school?
He was living with Beth.
Yeah, but like he's not now. If like
He was only taken yesterday.
okay, who is he taken by?
Parents who live here.
No, you would assume Nick Christian came to
He
Detroit.
didn't have the legal authority to do that. He'd have got shot.
What, taking a kid from Beth Yates?
Yes, absolutely. He'd have to contact the police.
He probably did as a PI coming to get a kid that like.
Well,
he's got
that's
authority on.
what I'm getting at. If there's a police and there's a police report, it's public record. That's going to include an address. All that's public record. You can just look that up.
It'd be public record in Chicago
Mhm.
for them to hire a PI to find the kid.
No, he would have had to contact the police to get the kid. You see what I'm saying? Like, he can't just walk up to her house and say, I'm a PI and I'm taking that kid. He'd have to contact the police, say, here's my evidence. That kid's not supposed to be here. And
Unless he scared her and she knew she kidnapped him.
But if he,
Right.
if he did it that way, so I'm going on the assumption that when you pitched Nick to me, you said he was a straight up good guy.
Yes.
Okay, then he would do it the right way. He would not just go kidnap this kid. He would contact the police and do everything proper because he would want to make sure he was doing everything right. Now, if he's not a good guy, that completely changes the perspective on it. But these are all assumptions I'm making. When you say that he's like by the book, like
Yeah. Nick Christian's absolutely by the book. So you guys would grab. I don't even need the Chicago map then. You guys grab the address and you find. Shit, I hit the wrong button. No, yet. Alright, so you find the house of the Fieldings. You find their names. Damn it, where is this stuff? Anyway, you find the parents and their house. It is a really shitty house. Kind of like in the lower tier districts of Chicago. So you find the Fieldings house. What do you want to do?
well, first we want to scope it out and see, like, from street level, what's going on, what it looks like. How did these people afford to hire Nick?
You don't know how they would have hired Nick because it doesn't look like they've had money ever. They might have, I don't know, come up with some money from relatives or something like that, but the yard is a mess. The house is a mess. It looks like it's never been taken care of, and it's just slowly being taken over by the city. There's like graffiti and shit on the side of it.
Okay.
It's not abandoned. There's definitely cars in the driveway that have been moved in the past couple days.
Okay. Are there cars there now? Someone's home?
Yes.
I'm going to walk up to the door and knock on it.
All right. Who's going with you?
Whoever wants to go.
I'm going up.
O'Malley, what's your plan?
Right behind him.
Okay,
Might
so
take,
all of
like,
you are
4
on.
steps.
Make sure he's got his bow tie on.
All right, so as we're walking up the step, I'm going to be like, we run a missing persons blog, and we are here to get their story because we heard about the case. And that's all the lead I'm going to give them, but, like...
I'm an intern.
I'm gonna take out my notepad and that I have clearly to help take notes. My autopsy notepad and start writing things that he says down.
So I knock on the door.
Okay. Let me give you some background. The woman's name is Patricia Fielding. You have a picture of her from the case.
Huh?
The husband's name would have been... Shit, let's just come up with Michael.
Harry Fielding.
Do what?
I was gonna say Harry.
Harry? Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Harry Fielding.
Yep.
Alright, so the door opens just enough that little security chain, keeps the door from opening all the way. And a woman's face is poking through the door jamb, and she looks at you and she says, "Who are you?"
Are you Miss Fielding? I'm Victor Redicus. I run a missing persons blog, and I heard about the story from you and your son, and I was just wondering if you had a few minutes that I could get a quick interview with you.
I don't talk to no.
I'd be
What? A blogger? You a blogger?
yeah, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
How much?
I'll pull a 50 out of my pocket and be like, is $50 enough for a few minutes of your time?
Her eyes get pretty big looking at that 50, and she licks her lips, and she looks around inside the house where it's dark before she says, yeah, hold on, I'll be right out. And she closes the door, undoes the latch, and then steps out to you guys, closing the door immediately behind her.
Interesting. I'll hey Malcolm, can you get some like scenery pictures for the background for the article?
Yeah, let me get back to the van.
Sure, thank you.
I'm gonna go back to the van, immediately hop a fence, and head for the back door.
All right. Thomas, what do you want to do?
I'm taking notes. So far, I've gotten has bribed lady for time.
All right.
Wasn't even that expensive. I'm gonna start asking her questions. I'm already suspicious that she's lying to me, but how do I feel like her body language? Like, so I'm gonna be like, hey, can you just start from the beginning and tell me the story? And I want to know what her story is and how much of it I believe.
Okay. She spins you a tale of being the perfect mother, very attentive to little Henry. 2 years ago, somebody, and she actually names Beth Yates, kidnapped little Henry from the backyard and took him, and the Chicago PD fucked the case up so much that they couldn't find the kid. They bumbled through it. There were a bunch of fucking people getting fired left and right. They ended up suing the Chicago Police Department and got enough money to pay Nick Christian's fees. Now, Nick Christian, is not expensive. He does it mostly out of boredom and the kindness of his heart. So they must have used the rest of the money on drugs, because everything is screaming that this lady is an addict.
Okay.
Craven, you jump the fence into the backyard, and the grass hasn't been mowed in 7 years. It is full of junk. There's shit just strewn around the backyard. And you hear, as you jump over the fence, coming from the backside of the house, there's like this shed out in the back. And you hear a man slam the door of the shed and then lock it, and then the man says, and you will fucking listen the next time I tell you to stop. And then he goes inside the house and closes the door.
Right. So first I'm gonna check the shed.
Okay. It is a windowless but wooden shed built in the backyard. It's got plywood walls. They look to be rotted and cracked. You could probably break through it.
Is the door open to the or is so if I go around back I can't be seen from the front? Is that what you're saying?
Correct. So the shed's got one door on the front. The front of the shed faces the back of the house. That door has just been locked with a padlock, and it's got like a shed lock on it. It's really cheap, fucking 4 screws. You could pop that lock and get through the door.
Is there a loose board in the back where I'm out of sight?
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna pry a board off and take a peek inside.
All right. Little Henry Fielding is squatted on the floor of the shed.
Gonna say a word. Not gonna say a word. Just gonna put the board back, and I'm gonna head inside.
You're just gonna go through the back door of the house?
Yep. Good news for O'Malley. He has nothing to worry about. I'm gonna take care of this for him.
See, I was gonna be all subtle and shit, and I have a feeling that's not gonna happen. I was just gonna be like, all right, let's go buy them a shit ton of heroin and give it to them and let them take care of themselves.
In about 3 seconds, Mr. Fielding's gonna come flying through some part of the front of the house. He will not be alive.
All right.
I may use his body to beat his wife to death.
All right, that's how it goes down then. So
Yeah.
a man just explodes through the front window of the house and out into the street. He is already dead when he hits the ground, and you hear a roar of Malcolm inside the house as he kicks now through the front door.
Victor doesn't even blink. He's like, "This is not good for you, lady."
She says, "No, please stop! Please! Oh my God! You've got to stop him, please! What the hell?" She looks to Thomas
Forward
and
very quickly, lining up for that perfect swing.
Thomas looks up from his notes and says, "She is fucked."
then she takes a hammer to the chin.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Malcolm, I'm gonna guess you found the kid, and it's probably not good.
He's in the back. They had him locked in a fucking shed.
Yeah, we're gonna take care of this. Hey, Thomas, you're up. This needs to look like an accident. He looks at like the broken windows, like somehow. He's just walking to the back to get the kid.
No, I already turned the gas on. We should probably hurry.
I hope they paid their gas bill.
You know they didn't. I was gonna buy a brick of heroin and just give it to them and be like, they're gonna overdose. They won't even know the kid's gone.
I'm pretty sure I saw a meth lab in there. I think they paid. I think the gas bill is definitely on.
They run that from propane tanks they steal from people's.
Well, I'll just open all those up.
Yeah, all those are opened up.
Lots of
This is
propane tanks.
I light a cigarette and then lay it in an ashtray with a paper towel on it, and we
So
leave.
when I go get the kid, because I walked through the house to get back there, I'm like, we're gonna go over the fence though. We're not coming back through the house. Don't worry about that.
Oh yeah, yeah. And there's probably like a Kool-Aid man like image going through each wall of the house.
Just you in different poses as you're running with the hammer. All right, so Patricia and Harry Fielding are no more.
So I get back to the van with the kid, and I'm like, "You want ice cream?"
The kid, his dirty face is streaked with the tears. He says, "Yes, I like ice cream."
Oh, good. We're gonna get ice cream, and then we're gonna take you home.
Hold on, before we do that, you do want to go back home to Beth, right?
You're with Beth? You're here with you're gonna take me back to Beth? Yes,
If
I wanna go back to my mom, please. Please.
Done. We're on the way. Would you like ice cream on the way? You want it to go?
I don't want to be here anymore. Just
Oh,
we need
this
to...
place is about the time he says that. The house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Okay.
In reality, that was bound to happen eventually anyway. We just accelerated it.
Yeah, some of those propane tanks were already on.
My sister was in there. No, I'm just kidding. All right, you guys just take Henry back to fucking Detroit. It's a 5-hour back trip, so that takes you 10 hours. But you guys rescued a kid and you blew up a house. Holy shit.
And we're about to be $2 million richer.
I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
that actually went almost exactly the way I wanted it to, with the exception of the person flying through a window. But I'm okay with the improvisation because he knew what I meant when I said go take pictures, and I was just so happy with that.
Right? Yeah. That's the way to do it.
But see,
As soon as I followed you up there, I was like, I don't belong here. I don't look anything like an intern.
well, the only, like, as we're on our way back, after the kid falls asleep and we're talking about the post-mission thing, I'm going to be like, but see, like, we have a doctor now, so he totally could have gotten us some fixed meds, and, like, they would have done themselves, and they would have been a lot less conspicuous, because what if that fire spreads? Like, that's a poor neighborhood, not all those people are crack addicts.
A significant number of them were. We would still be doing them a favor by forcing them to move out of that area. That's not a healthy area.
That's a valid point, but still.
Also, it's going to rain tonight.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll put out the fire. That's gonna be okay.
Yeah, it's going to rain tonight.
Chicago Fire is actually a decent company. They've got their shit together.
Well, I mean, when they're not corrupt, yes.
I'm sure they prioritize the crack neighborhood.
Right.
Yeah, but it's gonna rain tonight. I checked the weather.
There was a hydrant right outside the house.
So he's saying he just hit it with his hammer on the way out.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, I'm gonna swap to my phone. I'm actually gonna do the cigarette.
Mm-hmm. You did not expect that to go that way, did you?
No, it's exactly how I did expect it. I wish I had drawn up a map and everything, but it would have gone real fast.
Epidemic's on point tonight. It has got all sorts of like carnival music.
What'd you say?
I was talking about my sound, my music service. It's on point. It keeps thinking that I want carnival music.
Oh.
It doesn't know what a detective music thing is. It doesn't know what to do.
Detective loves carnivals.
Yeah. Pink Panther songs.
Oh no, it would have been perfect when we were over in what was it, Joyland? It would
Joyland.
it would have been perfect for walking through there killing zombies. So.
So in this car ride back, do you guys discuss anything?
With the kid.
Yeah, do you talk to the kid at all?
Yeah. I mostly small talk, like just checking on him, making sure he's not Stockholm syndrome.
Making sure he actually really does like his mom, and anything to do with Noel Kasem or his aunt Holly.
Yeah, he loves Beth. His Aunt Holly is the coolest, and the dude that she works for takes him on like the massive yacht, and they do cool helicopter rides and all sorts of stuff.
When
Oh,
he says
bad news about that yacht.
Yeah, we all look a little down because we're like that. Oh, let's not tell him.
Yeah. I'm sure
Oh,
he'll.
really?
I'm sure he'll get it fixed.
Maybe a better yacht, a bigger yacht.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. So yeah, he does want to go back to Detroit. He seems to love Beth. You guys don't get any weird, shady feelings from that?
So, I'm assuming that over a 5-hour drive, this kid naps a little bit after some ice cream.
Yes.
Oh, it'd be like, so O'Malley, like, what do you think the chances of them thinking that's actually an accident when they examine those bodies are?
Backups, they're not going to look that hard.
Yeah, it depends on who gets it. If it's a young, like, actual doctor who sees a huge square bruise on the chest. Yeah, there's also like 5 minutes afterwards and then it was on fire. It also depends on their whole system. I've been told to start writing my things so that there's nothing supernatural happening, and anytime I see a 4-inch by 4-inch by 4-inch square hammer mark on somebody's chest, I assume something weird is happening. So I'm going to say
5 by 4 inches.
Sorry, I didn't measure.
It's all good.
I gave you an extra quarter of an inch. You never complain about extra.
I just wanted to be obstinate. Sorry.
But yeah, I don't think we killed anybody.
Oh no, I killed 2 people that time. Yeah, they were monsters. So
I was going to take care of the one as soon as I was sure, but I didn't have an opportunity because homeboy was he was in his mode. We worked together long enough though that I didn't have to question it. There was this moment earlier when we were in the office where Malcolm and I were talking, and we were talking about this thing called our morality. Where, like, I know that if he's killing someone, they're a bad guy. And Thomas, that's something you should adopt. Because earlier you kind of agreed to kill these people before we actually established that they were bad guys, and they were, and it turned out okay. Just like with the demon lady, it turned out all right. But let's try to think about that, before we kill people.
You also can give me a little heads up the next time we're interacting with the son of a devil instead of just a regular rich guy who wants to pay me a bunch of money to
kill somebody.
wink, wink. No, he said make sure they never come back. I never we
Words were
could
killed.
have
He
put
wanted
them
them
into
dead.
some
Okay,
kind of
all right,
medically induced coma. We could have given them $1 million and said go away.
So that's fair, Doc. It's fair that it was my bad for not telling you ahead of time. We did kind of meet in the elevator where he has like security, where he would have heard me say it. However, when someone hands you over $1 million and says wink wink, make them go away, they mean kill them. Just future reference when we're in these meetings, because it's going to happen again. That's a hit. So
Even I got that reference, and I'm a comic book nerd.
Sorry, I figured that'd be like week 2's thing is taking out hits.
no, you're doing great. If you were not so you're a partner. You're not like my employee. So, but if you were, I'd be giving you great reviews. But we're all in this together. Gotta miss Atticus.
Oh, he's here in the van. He's chilling in the laptop. You guys get about an hour outside of Detroit, and Malcolm, you get pulled over by the same fucking cop that pulled over the van earlier.
Really want to kill a cop today, huh?
Or he comes up behind you, and he's got his lights flashing. He's pulled between you guys, so the van's back here. Are you gonna pull over for him?
Yeah, I'll pull over for him.
Alright. You pull off to the side of the road. Actually, that's the wrong side. We are not in Europe. You pull off to the side of the road, and the police officer gets out of the car, walks up to the bike, and he says, you mind turning off that bike for a minute there, sir? Know why I pulled you over?
I turned the bike off? No idea.
I got you speeding. It's 55 through here. I got you going 87.
That cannot be. We were. I was definitely under 60.
You've been drinking there? You're kind of taking a while to answer my questions.
And I was just shocked by the idea that I was going 87 and a 55. Like I was going under 60.
I mean, I clocked you with the radar there. I got you at 87. You got your license?
When was the last time that you got that calibrated?
We get it calibrated every month.
You have the paperwork for that?
I got that. I don't have to show it to you, though. We can take it to court. I can show it to the judge if you want to contest this ticket. But I'm going to need your license, your registration, proof of insurance.
Really don't need a ticket right now. Is there any way we can, not do this? I clearly wasn't going 87. You don't want to take this to court any more than I do.
It sounds like you don't want to give me your driver's license there, son. You hiding anything? You got any warrants or anything that I need to know about? If I run your information, I'm not going to find anything crazy.
Nope, just a comic book store owner and private investigator, kind of. On the side, I have a license. But I'm not really interested in getting a ticket for something I didn't do.
Well, that's how it works. I got you clocked at 87.
No, you don't. No, you don't actually. You've entirely made that whole thing up. That's literally impossible. Let's just agree to disagree. I'll give you $50 and we'll be on our way. And then I'm gonna floor it and leave. Fuck this asshole.
He's sitting there holding your driver's license in one hand.
No, I didn't give him my driver's license.
You didn't give it to him. You just
No.
you took your wallet out. You hand him $50. You're like, peace.
Yeah. I give him $50 and I drive the fuck off. I'm like, fuck this. I got no interest in doing. I just murdered 2 people.
Oh man, I think let's just roll this out. That sounds like a guile approach. Are you gonna?
Meanwhile, the Trinity Solutions van is like 2 miles down the road. O'Malley's probably like, "Are you gonna like stop and see if he's okay?" And I'm like, "He's okay."
Like 30 seconds later, he fucking passes you. Just
Yeah, yep. And I'm like, "See, he's fine." And then the blue lights in the car come.
Blue lights come up.
The bike that I picked out is fast.
Yeah,
So
I think you could probably outrun a cop on that Thunderbolt.
I don't know. Motorcycles they're fast, but they're not usually faster than cars.
Normally that would be the case. But I didn't pick out a simple bike. This is a bit more custom.
This is an Ace's Garage special.
It's more like a mix. It's a mix of a crotch rocket and a cruiser. So it has the look of the cruiser with some of the parts. It goes fast without looking like a rice burner.
Go ahead and give me a roll. Let's see how this goes.
I want to use speed or what is it? Haste. I want to use haste.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's 1 point better than guile. Although, if you think there's a chance I can get out of it with just paying him $50, I guess that's a better choice.
Try the guile check first. Let's see how well you do.
All right,
on
so
just paying him $50.
I have a 1 there. Is there any bonus I get for the $50?
I'll give you no bonus for $50.
I mean, it's $50 more than he made off our ticket because none of that money goes to the officer when he writes the ticket.
That's true.
But if you just hand him $50, that's in his pocket.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That sounds like a +2.
And you already know the guy's got no morals.
Yeah, yeah, because he did make that shit up. There's no way he clocked me to 87.
That's true. It was 100% a lie.
Yeah.
What'd you roll?
It depends on that bonus that you didn't tell me about yet.
I'll give you a +2.
+2. I got a 2.
You got a 2. All right, that's enough. You're gonna get away. Yeah. So you're gonna.
And I'm gonna make a note of his name. I'll be visiting him later.
You're gonna blast past the van. And,
yeah, on one wheel. I'm gonna blast past the van on one wheel.
Yep. And I'm gonna legit look at O'Malley and be like, "See, I told you it'd be fine."
That's what 87 looks like, you fuckstick.
That's what 187 looks like. Fucking blast past him. You guys get back to Detroit.
You see him blast past, no helmet, hair flowing in the wind. Majestic.
For some reason, there's a big black bird trying to fly next to him, but he's trying to keep up. Yeah. All right, you guys get back to the city. And where do you go first?
We gotta go to Beth's house and drop off the kid.
Yeah, of course.
Good deal.
Also, we need to leave Noel Kasem a voice message because it's probably late at night and be like, "Hey, there's probably gonna be some legalities you gotta make happen to make sure that this is actually legal this time." But I'm sure
Don't worry, there won't be anyone contesting it.
I was about to say, but you won't be hearing from their old parents anymore.
Yeah, that's the main thing. If no one shows up to the court case, then it's an automatic win.
If anyone shows up to the court case, they weren't the parents, or we murdered other people.
Oh, God.
Don't give the GM ideas.
It's just 2 fucking random people. Yeah.
They had a kid that they were holding hostage, so it's still okay.
Patricia and Harry they've been dead for a long time. Those were 2 ghouls taking over. Now everything's hunky-dory.
That's fine. Fire kills ghouls.
Yeah.
So does a proper appropriate use of a hammer, apparently.
You guys come up to Beth Yates's apartment or townhouse, and the lights are still on inside. It's pretty late at night.
I just ring the doorbell.
Takes a couple minutes, but Beth shows up to the door, and she's in a nightgown, or like a modern day nightgown. What is this? Just a hoodie. That's all she's
I was
wearing.
about to say, modern day nightgown is just sweats and a t-shirt.
Yeah, she's just wearing a hoodie. So she answers the door in just a hoodie. And she sees you three and her kid, her son. And she says, "Oh my God, Henry." And Henry says, "Mom." And they have this beautiful, aw kind of moment in the front door of the house.
And they start
She's-
killing people.
She says, "Oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for getting..."
Yep.
Oh, wow.
We just walk off.
Into the sunset.
Yep. All poetic and shit.
You guys are heroes.
That's a matter of perspective. But yes, to them, we're definitely heroes.
Yeah.
Definitely a superhero.
Running
Took
from
out some
cops.
crackheads. I paid him.
Bribing
I
some cops.
don't recognize your authority. Is it a bribe if I give him the money and leave?
Yeah, that's a bribe.
Actually, it's only a bribe if he takes the money.
Yeah, he just dropped it on the ground.
He wanted to take it, it just floated out of his hand and then got run over by traffic.
Like a breeze just caught it and moved it just out of his reach.
No, a battle crow flies out of the trees and grabs the cash before he can put it in his pocket. Oh boy.
All right,
Speaking
well,
of
it's 10
Speaking of
o'clock.
battle crows, yeah. You're gonna get a visit there, Malcolm. As you get back and you're all settled down for your evening, and you've locked up the comic book shop. You're headed back home, and out of the corner of your eye, you see movement, and it's this big ass black bird hops out of an alley next to you, and it looks at you, and you can see that it is very much more intelligent of a bird than normal. And it looks at you, and and it kind of shuffles back down the alley into the shadows, and then you hear another caw.
Follow it.
So you follow the crow into the dark alleyway, and it hops up onto a dumpster, and there in front of your eyes, it shifts down off the top of the dumpster, and in front of you is a beautiful, pale-skinned, black-haired woman who is, above all, dangerous as fuck. You look at her and you're like, this lady could kill me with just a thought. She materializes in front of you, and she stands there silently looking at you, and she says, "You've done well today. For old One Eye, he asks me to bring you a message, so here I am.
All
I
right.
need you to know that the Nine Realms have been under attack by the pixies of all creatures. They've been coming into our realm and taking pieces of it and bringing the pieces back here. We cannot see what they're doing with them, but it can't be good, and we need it to stop. So, the next time you see one of those pesky pixies, I need you to find out what they're up to."
No, not kill it. Find out what it's up to. Got it. I'm better at killing it, but I'll find out what it's up to before I kill it.
We are understood. And then she shifts back into a massive crow and flies away. Straight and to the point. You gotta wonder if that was Hugin or Munin. It was definitely one of them.
All right. Well, time to go back inside.
All right. So you head back inside your house. You do your nightly duties, get your chores done and everything, and head to bed.
Send an email to Atticus.
Okay. What's your email say?
Just do a search on any pixie-related criminal activity. Seems there's some shit going down, and we should be prepared.
Atticus will, not even 30 seconds later, will send you an email saying there's actually a pixie mob in New Detroit called the Pixie Dusters. And they have been active in the underground for some time, but there's a lot more activities now, like within the past month, maybe two, of the Pixies working with other sects or other clusters of underground villains. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you get into bed for the night, and there's a woman laying in your bed, and she rolls over. She's already half asleep, and she says, "Malcolm, did you have a good day?"
I feel like it'd be hilarious if you were like, "Who the fuck is that?"
Yeah. I had a pretty good day. Who are you?
This is your girlfriend. It's what
right.
is her name? Beth Darkbrew.
Beth, yeah, got it. I didn't know we lived together. My bad. Yeah, I had a great day.
That's good. That's good. I need to talk to you in the morning. I'm out of mushrooms and I need some more. If you could go get them for me.
Which kind of mushrooms? There's a lot of mushrooms. You use all of them.
They're the skullcap ones, the ones that are in down in the underground. If you could get them for me.
I can probably work that out. I think we'll be doing a case down there soon.
Oh, that's great. 'Cause I hate that place. It's awful.
Yeah, me too.
And she reaches her arm over you and cuddles you like you're the small spoon, and you guys go to sleep. All right.
I sleep with the clearest conscience.
Yeah, you have dreams of everyone you kill, but before you kill them, the battle crow's like choosing them to be slain.
Yeah,
So,
they're not like nightmares; they're dreams.
Yeah, they're
I replay
heroic.
my greatest moments. Yeah,
You can't have dreams.
Oh, he can. He doesn't. He's not with Trump.
Well,
Trump.
technically nobody lives up there. I still have an apartment.
Oh, I thought your apartment was in the Trinity Solutions office.
I mean, I have a place where I can sleep in there, but I do have an actual apartment. We talked about that early on, I think.
Okay, so do you go back to your apartment or you go back to Trinity?
I'm not going to starve the thing. I mean, he's my friend now.
I think we all kind of take turns napping there.
Yeah, like, come on.
Yeah.
That's just cruel and fucking
I mean, let's
unusual.
be honest, we go to bed at midnight and we're at work at 6. It's pretty likely that we take naps.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So as you walk into Trinity Solutions, that you hear the snuffle before you see him, but that little elephant thing, Trump, kind of comes up to you and he's wiggling his big elephant butt as he sees you, and he lets out a little trumpet noise as you come through the front door, and nuzzles on you a little bit.
I got a present for him.
You do?
I do. I pull out. I've had this specially made. It's a red baseball cap. It says "Making sleep great again," and I give it to him.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, Trump nuzzles your leg, Redicus, as you come through the door. And
He's got a hat on.
he's got a hat on that says "Making Sleep Great Again."
I see Malcolm's been here.
So he does like this little circle on your floor as he runs around, and then he gives a little trumpet noise, and then he comes right here in the middle of the carpet and just takes this massive shit.
That better be like a virtual dump that doesn't actually exist.
Yeah, as you walk over and look at it, maybe even to clean it up, it's wispy and like ethereal looking. You look at Trump and he does like this little happy dance and like scoots his butt up against the carpet to wipe it, and then he looks at the shit pile of dreams and he does a little trumpet again. He's happy he just pooped on the floor.
Okay. So, that happened.
You're not gonna clean up the poop?
No. No, he's a sentient house guest. He's not a fucking dog. Like,
In fairness, it should be ectoplasmic and it should just disappear.
yeah, and if it doesn't, then he's gonna have to find a new place to stay.
Also fair. Also fair.
Man, I was waiting for you to go pick it up with a paper towel and get transported into some crazy fucking dream, but that's okay. You leave it on the floor. It's fine.
No, fuck that.
Get transported in a dream. You literally have a giant hammer in your hand, and you're just running around hitting,
smashing people. I'm running at someone with a massive hammer. I'm like, I saw this person. Oh shit!
then it immediately swaps to you have a massive gun in your hand. The gun is just shaking uncontrollably, and the first time you ever shoot it, you just blow someone's brains everywhere, and they literally go everywhere. Like, you know, it's not physically possible for a bullet to do that much damage, but it does in the dream.
That sounds about right.
I was a little late on the mute. Sorry.
All right, so you come back into your offices and get ready for the evening. Maybe pour yourself a nightcap.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to go into Saturday on this one. I don't know what else to.
Yep. All right, so Thomas O'Malley, when you get home, your wife Rachel, right?
Yes, sir.
She's waiting up for you. She's got a cup of hot tea for you when she walked through the door, and she says, "Hi, Tom. How was your day? Did you have a good day at work?"
We saved a little boy from a set of abusive parents.
Wow, that sounds heroic. You want to talk to me about it?
I mean, it was kind of nuts. We were just interviewing and making sure. Also, I might have made a deal with the devil's son, to kill them, but I didn't know that beforehand. And yeah, there's a little bit of things that I'm still figuring out. I actually know I did use the armor. I got like picked up and thrown into the river, and the armor is terrifying in water. But other than that, like I'm here. I saved people. I'm continuing to do good in the world. Let me check in with you. Are you okay? I mean, you're just here.
Yeah,
Not just here.
I'm just here. No,
you're here raising our daughter and doing good in your own way.
Yeah, we're
Did
okay.
you phrase that any more condescending? Like, holy, how are you married?
You're just here. Like, I'm a hero.
You're just here doing nothing but raising our child.
The sad part is, he like meant that to be good.
I know. He said it in such a way he thought that's how it should sound. Meanwhile, I'm like, geez, if I said that, I would be dead. Like, you would never hear from me again, just dead.
So your wife says, well, I'm glad that the armor fits and that it's working out for you. I'm sorry that you were thrown in the water, and that does have to be pretty terrifying. That there's no like buoyancy or anything, and that's some heavy armor. But on the subject of the armor, I went back through that attic the case in the attic where the armor came from, it had a false bottom, and it's my dad's diary. It was in the base of the case.
It's gonna be a shield. Did
It's
you
a
do
book.
that just to get his hopes up?
I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be a bow, but he's gonna be like, it's just a normal bow, though.
It's just like a tiny English short bow. No, it's the diary of Rachel's dad, and his name was Jedediah. I fucking love it, dude. That is an awesome. That is awesome. Oh, we gotta copy this. Putting that in the game.
Is that scale mail, or are you just happy to see somebody?
He looks pretty happy. Jeez, that bulge.
Right?
What's in there? Is that
I
where you
guess-
keep your utility pack?
Because over
I think-
his pot belly.
You know what? That's
His bad
actually,
bod.
that explains why he's married. He can say things like that.
He is packing, yeah.
Yeah, he's packing. He can say things like that. She's like, nah, he's got a big dick. It's fine.
And he's a doctor.
Yep. Bringing home that bacon. Well, technically, he's a mortician.
I mean, there's some cultures that refer to that as bacon.
God, please don't sizzle my whizzle.
He's got the fucking bow tie on there too.
I really appreciate that. I think that's a nice touch. I hope it has magical effects, but I don't actually care.
I'm gonna have to pick it up if I get hit because it's just magneted on there. You
Is
see
it?
my bow tie?
It did come from Harold, so it's got to have some underlying thing going for it. All right, so
Yeah, read me this journal.
yeah, so this diary is from her dad, Jedediah, and it outlines the 3 days. It's only 3 days long, but it's probably like 60 to 70 pages worth of text, and it chronicles the 3 days that he was a Knight of the Cross back in the 60s, and he actually thwarted a like a demon invasion back then. No, I'm sorry. He thwarted a dragon. It was a dragon that he was chasing. The dragon's name was Shadowfax. And he tracked it down and killed it.
Does it say how he killed it?
Yeah, he had a sword. It's actually a sword with a capital S. It is the sword. One of 3 swords, actually. But anyway, it's a sword that had a nail from the cross, the cross, embedded in it. And it's a holy sword. And he used the sword to slay the dragon.
Wow, this is really fun. Wow, I'm just so thanks. Oh, man, he's got a sword. Like this is holy armor, right? Is that what you're getting from this, Miss Rachel? Why would I call you Miss Rachel? I shouldn't be married to you.
Rachel says, I know that Dad had the armor. But I never saw the sword that he's talking about. I don't know where it is. But God, he says that it was made with one of the nails from the cross. You think it's it gives me shivers, man. It's gotta be the craziest thing I've ever read. You think it's real?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I say that I've jumped 1000% into this brand new world that exists where werewolves are real, where there's a guy who's got a hammer who can jump 16 feet at a time. He also likes to run away from cops on a motorcycle. Like I watched.
Laughing. Well, laughing.
I couldn't hear him. He was running by. He was smiling a lot. I mean, there's a big crow following after. Like, there's so much weird stuff. This has gotta be real. But it's the sword and the cross. Like, that's amazing. That means the guy's got to exist out there, right?
You're talking about the big guy, the big capital G guy. Yeah.
Holy moly! I made a deal with the devil's son. Of course, the guy exists.
What are you talking about? You made a deal with the devil's son? Like,
Didn't know it at the time. It's not that big of a deal, and I think
I mean, it's not that big of a deal. There's been country songs written about that. You don't do that.
I'm aware of that now. I'm learning very quickly how to interact in my new profession side of things.
God, you said the son of? What did he ask you to do?
Save a little boy, which is good, and make sure his parents don't come back. Wink, wink. Which means I should have killed them. I didn't. I watched them get killed, and then their bodies burned in a fire afterwards.
Thomas, who are you? What are you doing? This is
saving the world. I mean, you are saving the world, making it safe for you, making it safe for our daughter.
Oh, I'm so worried for you. I need you to be safe, and I just don't know. This is all way bigger than me. I don't know how to really take this in, but I'm gonna be here for you. Whatever you
keep doing, you keep supporting me. I feel your support every time.
Okay, well,
I feel like he should be saying like, well, don't be a bad parent. That's number one.
or we'll get you. That's what Trinity Solutions has become. They are now just the parent.
We're the parent place. Do it right, or we'll be there.
The next time my kid is like telling me that I shouldn't do something, I'm gonna be like, don't make me call Trinity Solutions on you. Oh man.
I'll get Malcolm over here.
Yeah.
He's got a hammer. You know he's got a hammer.
I'm gonna call that guy.
It's like crying in an airplane. Call Trinity Solutions.
A kid left behind in a hot car. Call Trinity Solutions.
Yep. The kid will still be in the hot car, but the parents will not be coming back.
I am missing so many tokens. What the hell? So weird. Alright, we're going to switch back to Redicus. You're in your offices.
Yep, slept on the couch.
Slept on the couch.
I have one of those like neat Murphy beds that like folds out for when I have to stay here, but I tend to just sleep on the couch because I feel like that's a very Redicus thing to do.
So while you're sleeping, having no dreams because of little baby Trump over here, you wake up feeling that somebody's watching you. You open your eyes and you look across, and sitting on your coffee table with Trump in her arms is the White Court vampire Lady Zadza. She's very, very pretty.
Do I know that she's a White Court vampire?
I think we made that distinction, yeah.
Okay, because I know we ran into her during the whole tower shootout thing, but I couldn't remember if we. I know she's important, but I didn't remember if I knew she was a vampire.
So the first vampire that you guys ran into was Yokimo from the Jade Court.
Yeah.
And she said that she would do you a favor, but she can't do it. So by proxy, her cousin, Lady Zadza, would do it.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
So that would make you, have that connection that she is a vampire.
Okay, well, Victor's gonna, wake up a little bit, kind of open an eyebrow and be like, I thought I couldn't dream. Oh, I'm not. And he's gonna kind of like do that thing where he rubs his face and kind of like, okay.
So she smiles at you and she says, I could make your wildest dreams come true. And she flashes you a big, beautiful smile. She says, I usually make the men in my life's dreams come true before, the end.
Yeah, so that's the part I'm not cool with, but I imagine that's not why you showed up in my office. What can I do for you?
I think that you and I need to talk, finally. I hope you don't mind my intrusion. You notice that she's got like a wine glass, like one of your wine glasses, and she's got it on the table next to her. It's already filled. She must have been here for a little while you were asleep, and she's been moving around, and you haven't heard her, so that's kind of disconcerting. So she picks up her wine glass and she drinks it, and she says, we have a common enemy, and I think that we could help each other out in the long run.
Color me intrigued.
So these pieces of shit that came into my casino and ruined the mayor's party are the same pieces of shit that I've been dealing with for the past year. I have information that you've knocked off 2 of their members, so congratulations on that. I want you to continue to do so. I'll make it worth your while, of course, and present any help if you need it in order to get it done. I think that we could work very well together, Mr. Redicus.
I think that we can have an understanding with that, yes.
Excellent. So her 2 bodyguard guys kind of like come out of the shadows behind the couch. Your attention was on her, and you didn't hear these guys. They're one of those supernatural beings, anyway. They are the blonde twins from The Matrix.
I want to say that if they appear suddenly out of that, because, Victor's a little twitchy, he'd like hop to his feet relatively quickly.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Like he's not gonna draw on him, but he's definitely gonna have his hand on his gun before he realizes who they are. But it's definitely going to, if they catch him off guard like that, he's definitely going to be shocked, confrontational slightly.
Right. So they eye you, but don't actually say anything. And Lady Zadza says, "This is sorry. These are the twins, and they are going to help you in any way possible. They have information on the Diablos' warehouse and where all of their lesser known compatriots are stationed. They've got like beds or something in there and sleeping in the warehouse. I hope that you guys can all come together and destroy this threat for me." And both the twins look at Lady Zadza and then nod at the exact same time with the exact same expression on their face.
Interesting. We can always use information. So I'm assuming that this chalkboard that's on the corner of our table is somewhere in my office.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm going to like kind of insinuate over to this thing and be like, "This is everything we know. How many names should I be adding to this?"
So one of the twins goes over and points. He says, Luther, right here. He is the, we'll say, second in command. The other thing that you need to know is that Prince here is almost never involved, but is part of the family. And he actually goes to the University of New Detroit.
I mean, he's still a bad guy, though, right? Oh, I'm assuming that O'Malley had time to tell us his story from his, seance. So I'm going to be like, okay, so how does this whole demon thing work?
Well, that's what we're trying to find out, too. But we can tell you that all of Luther's mooks are possessed demonically and are more powerful than the normal human abilities. And really, it's Luther and his mooks left. I mean, Dagon is... he's in a strip club somewhere down in Lowtown. We haven't found him yet. We know that there's a strip club, though. But we did a bunch of research and staking out of Luther's warehouse. And we can tell you that there are 30 men possessed by demons inside. And that if you're going to hit it, you're going to have to hit it hard and fast. And then Lady Zadza, of course, giggles and she says, I love it like that.
Noted. Alright. Go ahead and pass on all the information you have on the warehouse. And what time is it?
At this point, it's probably midnight, 1 a.m.
You're like, alright, I'll schedule a meeting with my partners and see what we want to do about this warehouse in the morning.
Fair enough. I hope that you have beautiful dreams. And then she looks at Trump the Baku and she puts him down, and Trump kind of like snuffles at her and she says, what a weird, strange little creature. I don't think I've ever seen a Baku before. I know what it is, of course, but it's very difficult for one to manifest and stay manifested. It's of the never, It should probably go back home.
Yes, well, I've noticed a lot of things are not exactly the way they should be.
Yeah, you noted that too? I think there's probably some big machinations involved, making all of that stuff happen. So I would love for things to go back to the way they were, because frankly, the veil that usually covers the supernatural world is fading, and it's going to get very dangerous for anybody living over on this side. Creatures from over there, they don't care. They will just feed.
Lady Zada, I wouldn't think that anything could concern you at that level.
Oh, there are bigger fish out there than me. And I hope that you don't run into them. Who's a good boy? She kisses Trump and sets him down. She says, all right. Have a good night.
Yeah, you boys are going with her, right?
Yeah, they're gonna put some notes down on your chalkboard. And they've taken enough pictures and stuff that they're gonna be able to give you a map of the warehouse.
This thing called email.
Yeah, they'll email it to you.
As the twins leave, Articus is going to sit back down on the couch and take a pull from his tea and bourbon that is super cold because it's been there since before he went to sleep. And be like, what is it with motherfuckers hiring me to kill people these days?
Damn it, that's not it. Try this again.
I recognize that. I've been there before.
Yeah. This is the one. So they give it to you like this. There's a bunch of these. These are actually like bunk beds. And there's an office in the back. They've got a lot of boxed materials in here that the twins are pretty sure are drugs. They basically manufacture and ship out of this warehouse. And they've got a loading dock with a bunch of vans and stuff like that, where a truck would come in, get loaded up, and then leave. So this is the manufacturing facility for some sort of drug that Diablos is using. And there's probably 30 mooks in here. And Luther, the second in command.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot the guys a text message because I don't know any boundaries. At midnight, be like, team meeting, 6 a.m. And then I'm gonna go back to sleep.
I'm gonna wait an hour and then text him back. Yeah, we have a team meeting every morning at 6 a.m.
You guys get started so early.
Have to. You try to fit so much in one day.
Yeah. Also, we have to feed the Baku. Let me know when I have some downtime, Matt.
Yeah, Malcolm, you get that done tonight.
Oh, sweet.
I just need to know where you want to do it. On the highway, or do you take him somewhere else?
Oh no! So my plan was just to find where he's kind of staked out. I figure if it's late at night, he'll probably fall asleep. So once he falls asleep, I'm just gonna draw a portal around the car, and then push the car. Make sure the car falls in, and close the portal. Walk away.
Okay. So you know how portals work in Dresdenverse, especially to the Never Never, where it would connect like to like places. So if he is sitting in, what he would feel is the throne of justice, but he's sitting in a shady spot, like a spot that people wouldn't be able to see him in. Where in the Never Never would you drop him?
So I assume it would drop him. So there would be like a road of some sort, some kind of a highway, a path, but a well-traveled one, right?
Right, a well-traveled path.
And it would drop him in a spot where if there were police in that area, this is exactly where they would be. Or since it's a darker space, this would be where people that preyed on people would be. Since technically, as a police officer, he is a form of a predator.
I agree. Okay, so
Now he will have his full assortment of weaponry.
right.
It's up to him how he is able to deal with this. I'm pretty sure his car's not going to work anymore.
So let me. I'll put this down. This is what happens. So Malcolm walks up to the cop car while it's stationary, and he takes out his piece of black chalk that he got from Harold. He draws a circle around the police car, which then thrums to life with a little bit of blood, and directly under the cop car for about a split second, there is a field of black with stars in the background, and the car just kind of drops into this hole. That's what you see on this side of reality. On the Never Never side, a police officer and his cruiser falls through the air about 10 feet and smashes into a path that is like made out of stone and brick, but that it just careens out of the air magically and slams into a road that is not built for cars. As it smashes down and makes a huge racket, everything in the area notices. And eyes from all sorts of black and shady places in the Never Never start looking at this police car. Of course, he turns on the lights. He's looking around. He's got the spotlight, and as he scans the completely foreign to him forest with this path that goes right through it, he sees a lot of reflective eyes looking back at him until a man steps out of the darkness, friendly looking face, walks straight up to the cop car and says, "Good evening. How can I be of assistance for you, traveler? You don't seem like you're from this place at all." And the cop,
Do you know how fast you were going, sir?
the cop says, "What? Where am I? What am I doing here?" And the man, very friendly looking again, he takes off his red cap and he holds it in his hand, and he says, "Wow, you're way out of your jurisdiction." And he looks at him with a wolfish grin and sharp fucking teeth. And the police officer gets a really bad feeling deep down in his gut that he pulls out, or he goes to unclip his gun from his belt. And faster than a flash, the man with the red cap reaches into the car and slits the cop's throat with a little dagger that he's holding. And he says, "It's just one more, just one good one." And he takes his hat and he dips it in the officer's blood, running down his chest. He puts it back on. And he says, "What a weird evening." He starts whistling as he walks back off into the darkness. And that's a red cap. You don't want to fuck with him.
Not at all. Don't
Not
need
at
to
all.
now, though.
That's true. Now you know where he's at.
Problem has been solved.
Oh yeah, that cop's gone.
Yeah.
No need to worry about that. He's not going to show up at that at the court case.
That's good because I wasn't going to pay that ticket.
2 birds, 1 stone. I've solved that one for us as well.
Good old red cap. Oh boy. All right, it's almost 11. You want to call it here? You want to keep going?
A lot of criminals we've taken down tonight.
That's true. We haven't had any rolls either.
Nope, I won. I did roll my guile. I rolled my guile.
That's true. We could do something with rolls. What do you guys want to do on Saturday?
We should collect our $2 million.
I just assumed that transfer happened. Also, I was totally down for just going and raiding that warehouse, but we only have an hour left, so it's up to the G.
Yeah, we can try that.
We do have to get up a little early. I gotta go to my mom's house tomorrow.
Okay. Well, it's a 30-man combat with vampires on your side, so it could go really fast. We could try to fit it in an hour. Okay. But if you need to get up early, I mean, we can call it now.
We should. I didn't sleep well last night.
All right. That's cool. That way we're not all trying to stay awake and fight it.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. Also, it lets you, try to keep it on the 1 day per session thing, which I suspect at some point you're going to have to break, though.
I probably will.
It's going to run after days after 7.
Well, yeah, but he just wanted to do 1 day, I think, per session.
Yeah.
Jeremy, you know there's more than 7 days.
Not in this universe. Everything just goes to hell on the seventh day.
After Saturday, it just goes back to Sunday, right? You know that, right?
Well, it started on Monday, so after Saturday is Sunday. After Sunday, that's when it gets sketchy. Nobody knows.
I can't believe you told your wife everything. That's just...
We watched a Netflix show, Saved by Ruby, or Rescued by Ruby, about a dog. Yeah. But
Flash.
the wife, yeah, it's got the Flash in it. It's amazing.
I haven't watched it. It looked terrible.
It's amazing. The wife is super supportive of everything that the guy does, and that's now who I'm talking to when Matt is my wife. Yeah.
You know, it amazes me the number of times I'm like, you can't say anything else the rest of the night that's going to be creepier than that.
No,
Yeah.
man, I set that bar high.
I was about to say,
you
somebody
do set the
clipped
bar
that.
high. You do set the bar high, and then it's like you get out your little javelin pole, and you pull right over that, and you're like, ha.
I didn't talk to the boy at all. I was proud of myself. I said, I'm not going to do anything weird.
I was proud of that. I was a little worried. You were going to be like, so how's it feel knowing that your parents just got blown up and smashed to bits by that guy?
Yeah, I'm also pretty sure that's the one that played the whole game with us earlier.
Yes, the circle game. That is the kid that played the circle game with you. Maybe he should teach everybody else how to play the circle game so you can all play.
We were in a car for 5 hours. He was asleep for a while, though.
Yeah, that's true.
He was just getting over a nice traumatic experience.
Trying to forget.
And then just in a car with 3 random strangers.
I've got to be honest. I wanted to say, do you want ice cream or do you want to go to Dr. Donuts?
He's just trying to. Well, Dr. Donuts is closed.
Yeah, but
he's
drug
trying to.
donuts for a kid. It just seems like that's what we should do as superheroes.
Right. He's trying to moon night out right now. Just make a bunch of different personalities so that he's not traumatized.
Oh, nice. I like it. Do you watch all that yet?
I have. That's good.
Oh, such a good show. I told you, it's like Disney's attempt to remake Daredevil.
Right. Yeah, I like the super supportive wife, Rachel. I think that she's a good character. She's going to help you out. Try to keep you on a moral path.
I think that's a good idea, honey. Then you should go murder those people. I'd support you.
Yep. If you think you're doing God's work, working with the son of Satan? Yeah, that's
that's a deal with the son of Satan. Well, if you think that's the right thing,
I would trust you, and that's it.
Looking for a holy sword now.
So not only did you were like, hey, I did make this deal with the devil, and I did watch people die, and oh, by the way, you've got about $750,000 more today than you did yesterday in the bank account. So things are going great for us.
Yeah.
I didn't tell her I found that body. I don't have to worry about the directors anymore.
Oh yeah, that's true. You got she's not gonna be hounding Katie Holmes. She's not gonna be hounding the hospital anymore. So yeah, you'll probably got them off your back. Frank's gonna be happy with you.
Yeah, Frank. I was gonna come up with a different name every single time. So if the directors don't think he's important, neither do I. Oh no, you could sign the paychecks. Sorry, sir. Yes, Mr. Frank.
He's just HR, that's all.
Yeah, he was terrible at wrapping bodies. He gave her a trash bag.
He hired Doofus and Dingus or Tweedledee Tweedledum. He's not a very good HR guy.
They just never get caught for the drug tests. Randomized.
They're not DOT guys. They don't need drug tests. The hospital doesn't believe in those.
I think they should.
Well, then they're going to be like checking prescriptions and stuff, and then they'll be looking at Redicus a little bit hard. Why is Redicus getting so many prescriptions written every week?
You think I'd get those prescriptions legit?
Well, yeah, he's writing scripts. He wrote legit scripts for you.
He's in a lot of pain. He's a patient.
All right. I guess we're gonna call it there. 11.
Yeah, good times.
And I guess
Thanks.
we'll see you guys next Saturday for the stream.
Yep. Thanks for playing. Everybody have a good time. We didn't roll anything.